Hey everyone, Tracy Taylor here from Taylor Made Transformations. Today I want to talk a little bit about your perception is your reality. Perception is how each person understands things based on their thoughts, what has happened to them as a child, what is currently happening in the state of their lives. And reality is just reality. It's what it is. And this is how we can have, say, something like a car accident happen, and police officers will take statements, and everybody has sometimes a slightly different version of what happened. And it's not because one person's lying or that, it's because the way each person perceives something is different. And oftentimes when we're in a relationship or a friendship, we perceive things differently from that person. And this is where communication in that breaks down. And this is why it's really important to have communication in a relationship and really do that work early on. I find nowadays that people have a lot of really superficial relationships. Everyone says that they don't have time, but the truth is we have time for what we want in our lives. And it's far more important to have a couple of really great friends and a really solid foundation of a relationship than it is to have 500 friends and none of them be worth anything. I think that technology in where we're at in our life has gotten us to where we don't really have a lot of close friendships and relationships like we used to, and we kind of need to go back there, folks. But it's important to really have communication with somebody, because that person perception is going to be based on things that have happened to them as a child, that are their circumstances that they're dealing with in their life, because perception changes over time for people as they change and as they evolve. So, for instance, the word stupid might mean something completely different to me than it does to you. And it may trigger me and not trigger you. And that doesn't make one person right or wrong. But the bottom line is how that person perceives that is their reality. And knowing somebody and doing that form of communication early on, getting in there deep and really finding out how they communicate, what words trigger them, when you sit down and you write those core issues, those core values, those things that you want in a partner, those are the things that you should begin to focus on and really communicate and start to dig deep on. Sorry, there's like an animal over there or something. And those are the things that you should really dig deep on, that you should really begin to explore while you're out, you're on dates, walks in the park, whatever, because those are going to be the things that really are going to ignite your emotional triggers. If one person, for instance, for me, one of my deal breakers is lying. Now, my definition of lying might be completely different than another person's definition of lying. And so that is something that I discuss with somebody. And now, guys, I'm not just talking about dating, okay? I'm talking about friendships too. We're talking about all relationships, close relationships, So lying to me means any form of lying, meaning don't lie to me about something small, don't lie to me about something big. Either way, a lie is a lie to me, because if you lie to me about something small, then I'm going to wonder why you lied about something small, and then what else could possibly be true. I don't tolerate liars. I don't allow them around me. Laziness is also another one of my big pet peeves. But the thing is everybody has different definitions of what these things mean to them. And so this is why it's important to bring these things out in the open when you have a friendship or a relationship, because another person's definition of lying might be completely different than mine. They may think that white lies to prevent somebody from being hurt are okay, but for me they're not. And unless that's discussed, that's going to be a problem. And so therefore, my perception would be my reality, meaning if that had not been discussed and somebody made like what people refer to as white lies to prevent somebody from being hurt, and had that not been discussed, my perception would be my reality is, you lied to me, you're done. But that other person would say, well, I really didn't lie, that wasn't anything big. And both people's perception isn't wrong. One isn't right and one's wrong. Both people are right, but it was just the fact that it was never talked about. And this is why it's very important to talk about these things and learn these things up front, because everyone's perception is their reality. And this is why I say in like divorce situations, there's 3 sides to every story. There is the reality of what has happened. That's the true state of things. And then there's her perception and his perception. And it's not that anyone's like blatantly trying to lie or anything, but everybody perceives something differently. And so therefore there can truly be millions of realities, because everyone perceives differently. So when you enter a relationship or a friendship, just remember that. And when communication or what's breaking down, that's usually why, because everybody perceives differently, and people can only understand you from their level of perception. I know it's getting kind of philosophical, but it's true. And so it's something to keep in mind, and it's definitely one of those things to begin to learn to really communicate the differences and how you see things, so that it alleviates problems in the future. I hope that's helped someone today. If you would take a moment, I would love for you guys to run over to my YouTube channel, like, subscribe, comment on my videos, share them with anybody that you think might be of use to them. And until next time, have a great day, guys.